Welcome to UNCAGED, a show that celebrates thought leadership from today's top business leaders. The program provides a voice to amazing executives from around the globe who are shaping the world of business today and mapping the path to the commerce of tomorrow. Today, we're speaking with Ido Volff. Ido, how are you? It's great to have you on the show.
Hello. Nice to meet you too.
I'm excited to talk to you about it. You're working in a space that is on every headline in the world. Ido is the CEO of Carambola Finance. It is very much in the crypto and Web3 space. It is a company that basically applies crypto technologies to payroll and benefits services. And we'll talk about how Carambola has done that in a second. But before we get there, Ido, tell us a little bit about yourself and your career.
Gladly. Thank you for the intro and thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
About myself, I'm a classical Israeli entrepreneur. Founded 3 startups. The previous one was acquired back in 2020. All my companies were B2B, SaaS, enterprise, deep tech. This is the first one that is in crypto. Prior to that, and really all my life, I worked in business development and growth hacking. I managed many companies. I worked in a casual gaming company, like free games for kids. Brought them to 20 million unique users. It was also acquired. I worked at Microsoft as a technical and business evangelist, which is a great position. Got to work with the entire ecosystem in Israel, from really small startups all the way to the biggest unicorns, the government, the army. Anyone that wanted to build something on Microsoft's platform went through my division, which was a great experience. And I worked as a VP BizDev at a cybersecurity company. The classical checklist, as you may say.
So now we're launching Carambola Finance. I mean, not launching, you're really almost a year into the process. Sounds like a really interesting startup specializing in crypto payroll and benefits. Tell us a little bit more about how Carambola came to be and what you guys are focusing on.
Well, in Carambola, what we're doing is actually we're developing crypto payroll and benefits as a service. Meaning that we're developing a service that allows other companies to pay part of their employees' payroll as a service. We're taking care of all the regulation and compliance and all the mess in the background of purchasing and managing coins, and delivering like a super elegant solution for companies. The way it works, by the way, it's quite easy. Is that employees get an app. And in the app, they can see their payroll and paycheck, and they can choose however they wish to divide it. So let's say they want 70% in fiat, in US dollars, right? Or 10% in Bitcoin, 10% Ethereum, 10% in Doge, or any other coin, any other constellation.
Wow.
We know how to convert everything really quickly and easily.
That's really interesting. I'd be curious to hear how that's evolved over the last couple of years. But I mean, put this work that you guys are doing in the broader landscape of crypto and Web3. I mean, I just spent, I would say, the last 3 months reading, I don't know, maybe 100 different research studies on Web3 and where it's going and why it's the future. But certainly when the markets look like they do right now, it really starts to get people to question whether that's true. Put it into context for folks.
Well, in terms of the market, first of all, it's important to understand that nobody really knows what's going to happen, right? It's a general advice: never trust anyone, or never trust someone that tells you what's going to happen, right? Having said that, specifically in crypto, you can see a very clear trend, right? So every 4 years, you see there's a loop that goes up, goes a bit down, then goes up and down and up and down. And the reason is because of the halving. There's every 4 years, or roughly 4 years, the commission, right, that the miners get for mining Bitcoin are getting cut by half. which influence the supply and then influence the demand. So you can see a clear trend that every 4 years goes up and up, down and up, repeat itself quite easily. After the recent few months, right, and especially during the last month when the market really crashed, a lot of people came ask to me, hey, what should we do? Should we sell everything or not? There's no clear answer. If you're a long-term investor, then you're fine. I think it's a good time to even buy some more. It's like a end of the year sale, as people say. Right. Not an advice. You have to write it down. Not an advice. But it's specifically right now, right after COVID and after everything that happened, and with inflation coming up and rising, everything is crazy, right? Even the stock markets are crazy. Everything is crazy.
You know, it's funny. I thought at least things like Bitcoin would work similar to gold as a bit of a digital reserve currency, but it's proven to not really do that, you know, in the sense that usually when the public markets are crazy, obviously we see the value of gold shoot up as people rush to what they consider might be safety, right? But that really hasn't been the case with crypto. It seems like it kind of parallels the market in a strange way.
It's true. I can tell you that when we started vetting the idea for Carambola, what we did is I spent 4 months speaking with 750 people, right? The entire industry, from people that just entered the job market all the way to the CEOs of the biggest unicorns. And we asked them anything that we could think of, from do you own any coins? Why do you, why don't you? We focused on why not. What part of your paycheck would you like to convert, if any? How much would you pay for a service? Like anything that we could think of. We got some really interesting conclusion, but for your question, we noticed that there's a generation gap here, right? And each generation looks at crypto differently, right? So if you speak with Gen Zs, right, Generation Z, they want to get 100% of their paycheck in crypto. They believe it's the future. They don't want the banks. They don't want anything, new world stuff. If you speak with millennials, then you will understand they are kind of disappointed from their current position or their current financial status, and they're looking at crypto as their savior, right? Something that will make them millionaires. And if you look at people above 38, 40, they look at it exactly as a stock market. So I don't think a lot of people say Bitcoin is the next gold, might be in the future. Right now, I think that the majority of the market are looking at it differently.
Yeah, that's a really interesting finding, Ido, and it certainly parallels my thinking. So, being part of that older bracket that you highlighted, I think I just see it as, another part of a portfolio, perhaps one that is a little unpredictable, but in the good days, I was very happy. And the bad days, you're kind of like, just forget about it. Just forget about it. Let it be.
It's true. In the good days, you look at your app 6 times a day or 6 times an hour. In the bad days, don't look.
Exactly. So, I noticed that you launched Carambola. You've launched, as you said, 3 other startups, but you launched Carambola really at the heart of the pandemic. And I'd just be curious to hear the story of launching a company in the middle of 2021 and that process of growing it in the early stages.
Well, it was an interesting process. Actually, what I did is I sold my previous company 2 weeks before everything went to lockdown here. It was great timing. And I was at home bored like anyone else. And I thought, what can I do, right? So I wanted to start a startup. I didn't know what. I didn't have any good ideas yet. And I wrote a post on Facebook and LinkedIn saying, hey, I want to start my next venture. I don't have any idea, but I'm starting with the team, which is the building blocks, right? And I got a ton of replies. Met with about 400 entrepreneurs, and we divided ourselves into 9 groups, right? 5 people in each group after In every group, we had technical people, business leaders, and so on. People that already had some exits. Was amazing process. And everybody did a long process of ideation and brainstorming. And the idea for Carambola actually came from my CTO, which was in group number 4. Amazing guy. And I fell in love with the idea, and we started to work on it. It took a couple of months, but it was very, very interesting. Everything done through Zoom, by the way, which was.
So tell me some of the stories that you've had with Carambola so far, because I think that the thing that strikes people that are perhaps the uninitiated in the crypto space is the volatility in the marketplace. So when it comes to your payroll or to your salary, it seems like it's a little bit of a boom or bust. How do people manage that in terms of payroll?
You mean in the sense of volatility, right?
Yeah, the volatility, I think, is the challenge. I mean, some months you're living la vida loca, and other months you might be, begging for a bite of a sandwich from your parents.
Actually, in that sense, the recent market crash has done well for us because the best way for anyone to protect himself against a volatile asset is to constantly purchase it, right, on a monthly basis.
Right,
and then the dollar cost average evens up. So what we're doing, we're actually giving a professional tool to people that don't understand it, making it very, very easy for them to not worry about it. And I think that people that will join, by the way, we're launching in September. So people that will join now will enjoy really low prices for crypto, which is even better for them.
Are there certain cryptocurrencies that you like more than others?
Yes, of course. And I think that crypto is it's almost equivalent to a religion, right? There are people that are strong believers. There are strong believers in crypto, right? And in the crypto industry, you will find that there are people that are Bitcoin maximalists, meaning that for them, Bitcoin is the king, is the only one, is the only currency, and is the only one that you should use. Others obviously believe in other coins as well. There are 20,000 coins available in the market today.
Jeez.
Which is
that's a lot.
Enough. It's enough. Me personally, I love Bitcoin. Obviously, I love Ethereum, Cardano, the leading ones. I think.
Right.
I'm not into the shit coins. I'm looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah, and it seems to me that some of the action now seems to be in these coins that are perhaps trying to offer a more sustainable kind of carbon footprint as well. I think with Solana or, those types of coins as well that seem to be playing in that game. Do you think that's just a marketing gimmick, or is that something that really matters to people?
It matters to people, but it is a gimmick. I can tell you that I personally saw a lot of mining fields for Bitcoin that are using solar power. You can be greener than that. I think that if you overlook at the industry, it's still a relatively very young industry. It has a lot to improve in all aspects. Obviously, in the energy consumption aspect as well. Mm-hmm. Times will tell, but I'm sure that as time will go on, it will be very important for people that being energy conservative.
Yeah, I agree. Well, listen, talk to me a little bit about 2022. So you said that you guys are launching next month. So what does the back half of the year look like?
The back half of the year, we're launching, by the way, in the US and Israel. A month later, we're launching in Europe and Asia. It's important for us to launch globally because a lot of the companies that we're working with and have registered to our beta are global companies, and they say, hey, I want to offer this to my entire employees worldwide, which makes sense. Companies, by the way, employers, they totally understand this, right? They understand that getting paid in crypto in 2022 is a very nice bonus. They're starting to get a lot of demand from their employees. Mm-hmm. But we believe that by 2024, right, companies, the next halving, by the way, of Bitcoin. So by 2024, companies that will not offer this to their employees will have a really hard time attracting talent, and especially millennial talent, which is the key here. So for us, 2022, the rest of the year is going to be about scaling as fast as we can, grabbing the market. We do have some competition. Obviously, we're going to crush them.
Competition is only a good thing. It pushes everyone forward. And you're right, there's probably other players in the space, but it sounds to me like Carambola Finance has a pretty compelling solution in the market. If someone wanted to reach you, Ido, and learn more about what you're working on, where's the best place to get in touch?
Well, you can go to our website, carambola.ai or carambola.finance. Both are the same website. We're on social, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, on Twitter.
Excellent.
Really.
Well, it's been amazing talking to you. I have just been immersed in the world of Web3 over the last couple of months. And so I think it's very exciting to see companies like yours developing and rolling out very, very practical solutions of how to incorporate these things into your lives. And so, Ido, it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to how the company progresses over the next year. We've been speaking with Ido Volff. He's the CEO of Carambola Finance. Carambola Finance is a startup specialized in crypto payroll and benefits as a service for small to medium-sized enterprises and enterprises of all sorts. And so I'm sure you guys are going to hear a lot more about this company as it evolves and builds in the very near future. Ido, thank you so much for being on UNCAGED, and we look forward to having you back.
Thank you. It was a pleasure having you.
Cheers.